Hello and welcome to the channel. If this isn't your first time here, welcome back. If this is your first time here, I hope you enjoy the video. Have a look through my content. If it's stuff that you enjoy, press the subscribe button or the like. So today, I'm going to be talking about this guy, which is a 60% RGB keyboard. In fact, let me check what the internet calls it. So Amazon calls it the GK61 Hot Swappable Mechanical Keyboard, 61 keys, multicolor RGB illuminated LED backlit wired gaming keyboard, waterproof, programmable for PC, Mac, gamer, typist, tactile, gamer, and optical brown. That's the Amazon one, but I bought it from eBay, but it's the same thing. The eBay title is just as catchy. GK61 Swappable 60% RGB Keyboard Customized Kit PCB Mounting Plate Case GN. Nailed it. I tried to do that without the writing and it didn't work. For some context, why did I buy the keyboard? So in my last video, you might have seen I did a review of the Razer Wolverine Ultimate. Razer Wolverine Ultimate, I'll post it here. I'm relatively new to the PC world, so I'm still gaming on a controller, but still obviously need a mouse and keyboard for the look of the setup. As you can see, I pay a lot of attention to my setup. I like the way that it looks. I like to be anal about this stuff. So yeah, if you watch anyone like Random Frank P or Edgar from Tech Source, you'll see that they have mechanical keyboards. Now the PC world is quite new to me. I never knew that there was a difference between mechanical keyboards and normal keyboards. And mainly for me is the sound. So what I was looking for was a keyboard that made that clicky sound. No idea why I like it, it's just nice. I wanted a smaller one just because it looks quite cool in the setup, and I wanted one that lit up. So this, after a whole bunch of looking, I looked through bigger ones, I looked at Logitech, I looked at that, and this is my first dipping my toe into the keyboard world, and I didn't want to spend 100 plus quid on something like that. I just couldn't justify it yet. So I thought, I'll dip my toe into the mechanical world, see if it annoys the life out of me or no. And I looked at a bunch of reviews, I looked at some different stuff, and this was the one that came up and came in at the nicest price point. It was about, I think it was 40-ish quid, something like that. So with this, I'm just going to go through some of the features. I'll go through the pros, the cons, whether I like it, whether I think it's worth buying, and as I said in the title, whether I think it's the best budget mechanical keyboard. Maybe not the best, just if it is worth buying for you. Just to point out before I go into it, I'm not sponsored, not endorsed by any of these, by any of the companies that are involved in this. This is just me giving my review on what I think of it and whether it's worth buying. So it's a 60% size keyboard. So obviously it's a lot smaller than your standard size keyboard. It doesn't have out here with the arrows and the numlock. It has mechanical Gateron blue switches in this one. I believe it comes in brown, red, whatever else, but these are the blue ones, which are just like the sound of. I'll do a little bit of a sound test later on. Nice though. It has customizable keycaps and switches. That means you can just swap out the keycaps, obviously, but also the switches without any need for soldering. So if you don't like the Gateron blue switches and you want cherry reds or cherry blue MX, something like that, you can throw them into here. Like I say, not a massive keyboard nut. I don't know a huge amount, but you can swap them out. It comes with two little tools where you can just pull them out. The biggest part for me, which sounds stupid, is the RGB madness. We'll get into that a little bit later on, but I wanted it to fit the purple theme. I wasn't really too interested in it flashing lights, which it does, but yeah, this is how I wanted it, just as a nice little purple. It has USB-C charging, and the cable is so nice. So it is future-proof-ish. It's not the old micro USB adapter. And it has customizable key mappings, so you can change any of the keys to what you want them to be on the keyboard if there is missing keys because it's 60%, or if you want certain keys to do different things. One of the biggest features as well is you can program each of the keys to do multiple keystrokes at once. So say you wanted to do something in Premiere, whether it was, I don't know, Control-C for your cutting or Control-V for whatever you wanted to do, you can do that with one keystroke. And you can set up a bunch of macros so that when you press one key or one set of keys, it will perform a set of actions in the keyboard. Quite a cool function. I don't use it yet. I might at some point, but there's your features. So the pros, there are more pros than cons, you'd be happy to know here, but the pros, the size and the look. So for me, I really think the size is perfect. 60% keyboard is bang on for me. I only need the keys in there. I don't really need much. I do have another keyboard that I sometimes use for editing depending on what I need it for on that day. It's just a really nice thing to look at. I've got this one's black. I don't know if there is a white one or not, but this one's black. It's quite weighty, very surprisingly. Usually things like this you expect they come from, this one I bought it from eBay, it came from China somewhere random, and you expect it to be kind of cheap tap, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't. It's very weighty, and it's just a nice feel to it. It's got that plastic on top top. It's all plastic all the way around, of course, but it's not terrible sticky plastic, so it doesn't feel really shit. But yeah, the biggest thing for me was kind of the weight of it. It stays static, it's not moving anywhere. It does have the rubber bottoms on it, but yeah, it's just it's got a nice weight and feel to it. If someone told you it was metal and you didn't get to feel it, you only felt the weight, you'd probably think it was. The sound. So this was one of the second biggest selling point for me was the sound. I'll do a small sound test for you, but this thing, I don't know what it is about the sound of it, no idea. Just that clicky noise is so nice. Now, if you're a streamer and you do any gaming or anything like that, it is really loud, so your mic is going to pick that up a bit. Just something you have to work around. I play controller when I'm streaming, so it doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but just be aware that it is very loud. It's nice, but it's loud. I'll do a small sound test now. So the top selling point for me, the RGB unicorn, sick stuff. So RGB is one of my biggest things. You'll see I have lights all over the place, even Wi-Fi light bulbs, all this kind of stuff. I love it. And basically I just wanted something that I could turn purple. Now this does do all of the functions. You can do the rainbow waves, you can do, I'll see if I can clip some of it, the rainbow waves, you can put it whatever color you want, you can light up certain sections and certain keys. I wanted it all purple in this case, and the array of colours is mental. I don't know however many million colours you can have because it's just one of the little sliders, but you can change it to whatever colour you want if you can manage to figure it out, which I'll get onto when I move to the cons. Just the overall quality of the thing. The packaging was mediocre. In general, the quality of it, I really like it. One of the biggest pros about it is just the quality for the price. The price is probably the biggest selling point, 40 odd quid. It took a little bit long to come because it was coming from China. It's not branded, it's just nice. You can use it as a base layer for swapping in more expensive things or more expensive parts or different keycaps, whatever you want. It's just a nice quality keyboard for very little price. Now, I'm gonna go into the cons. I'm just gonna call it con. In fact, I'll just call it con. The app that comes with it. It has its own app that is Chinese in nature. You can change it to English even though it's got an American flag, and the thing is, I have never come across anything so shit in my life. It's so bad. Now, I know there's some videos on how to use it and whatever, but I just can't navigate the thing. It doesn't do what I want it to do. I managed to stumble through to get it to the keys that I want and to the colour. Aside from that, working the thing is just atrocious. And the instructions are as much use as absolutely nothing. So if somebody else is watching this and maybe has the keyboard and you think that it was easy, leave a comment. But honestly, I couldn't stumble through the thing to save my life. I mean I did, but it was just horrendous. So bad. That is really the only con I would give it. The rest is really cool with it. Could be wireless if that's your thing. It is wired, but I've just drilled a hole through my desk so that I can run the cable down the back, so it leaves a tiny little, cable. It's not chunky or that, and it is quite a nice looking cable anyway. But yeah, I digress. That needs to get sorted. If GK61 or whoever they are that make this ever end up watching this, please fix the app. It's not even just because it's, some of it's in another language. Maybe it's amazing if you can speak multiple versions of Asian languages, but it's so terrible. So yeah, overall, loads and loads of pros. And if you want it just for a keyboard that sounds nice, that is small, that has nice RGB, weighty quality for a cheap price, great go-to. If you want to set it up to do things with your setup in different colours and rainbow waves and whatever, caution, the app's terrible. You've been warned, but still, I would say, is it worth a buy? Yeah, absolutely is for the price that it is. An entry level into the mechanical keyboard world. So I'll leave a link down below for Amazon and eBay. If you want to go on and look at that and buy it, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you have one and you think I'm wrong on any of this stuff, shout up and let me know. Anyway, drop me a sub while you're here if you did enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next video.